Gunther maintained control of the sleeper hold, and Styles was reaching weakly trying to go for the ropes, and the ref's just yelling, AJ! AJ! And AJ's not really responding, but his arm's still kind of up. It's like dropping in and up and jumping. And the ref's like, AJ, do you give up? AJ, what are we? AJ, AJ. And finally, AJ's just, and the arm's just dead. And the ref, one, drop. That's it. That's it. Didn't even do like the 3. It's just one drop with no kind of life. And the ref just calls it. And the whole crowd is just, Brock Lesnar beat Undertaker at WrestleMania 30. It's that same kind of a moment where everyone's just whoop, air sucked out of the building. No sound is coming from anybody in the stands. They don't believe what they just fucking saw. AJ Styles has to retire. And I'm like, no fucking way. For the week now. Oh, we're going to get this year-long tour, and I'm going to face this guy, and I want to fight that guy, and Cody, and Punk again. And nope. AJ's just done. Gunther retired AJ. And I want to talk about that here for a second. Gunther retired AJ. They're calling Gunther the career killer, right? They say he's now killed 3 careers, where he's really only killed 1 career. Here's the thing. With both Goldberg and John Cena, yes, Gunther was the last opponent for both of them and beat both of them. But going into those matches, both men said, regardless of the outcome, whether I win, whether I lose, whether it's Goldberg, whether it's Cena, they both said, regardless of the outcome, this is my final match. I'm done after tonight. My career is over. So can you really say Goldberg killed their careers when they already had said previously that no matter what happens in this match, I'm done? That's not killing a career. But in storyline, you can say he killed AJ's career because it was AJ's career on the line. In those other 2 matches, the Bill Goldberg, the John Cena match, careers were not on the line. Careers were going to end no matter what. And so it's over. And all of a sudden, I start seeing just the dumbest side of the wrestling fan base going, oh, AJ's going to go to AEW, fight Kenny Omega. Oh, AJ and Will Ospreay should main event if I can all in. What? No, AJ's done. And I want to read this from Triple H on the post show where Triple H actually stated, quote, there are a lot of conversations on the off chance when this all came down. Obviously, we expected it later in the year. We had a lot of conversations about it. AJ is one of those people that absolutely wants to give back and be part of this business. I don't want to speak for him, but the conversation that he had with me, he made it very clear that he was just done with the in-ring. There's a point where you just reach in your career where you say, quote, I don't want to do this anymore. And when your heart goes, no matter how good you are, hasn't lost a step. When you just say, quote, I'm just at a place where I don't want to do this anymore, it's time before you get hurt. Before you get told you're not allowed to do this anymore. I think he was there. I'm hoping that he will continue because, again, he's one of the most influential people in this business. And he would go on to say that AJ still wants to be involved in wrestling. And so this doesn't sound like somebody that's, oh, I'm done with WWE, but I'm going to go wrestle elsewhere to finish off my year. It doesn't. It sounds like somebody that maybe wants to stick around with WWE. AJ has actually said in the past he would love to be a talent scout for the WWE when his career in the ring is over. He would love to still continue to work for WWE. To have these conversations with Triple H, and whether Triple H is being 100% truthful of what the conversation was or not, to me, it doesn't sound like somebody that's just not going to renew his contract if it's up in a month or a couple of weeks and then go wrestle elsewhere. It sounds like somebody that's truly done in the ring. Again, Triple H even said, I thought we were going to have him for a little bit longer. I thought we would get that year-long retirement tour. And he's just ready to be done at the Rumble. And I think that's because his contract is up in February, according to multiple reports. And so it's more like, you know, Rumble's where I debuted in WWE. I don't have to re-sign something else. Let's just end it at the Rumble. And Triple H to talk about, you know, we're going to give him a lot of thank yous. We're going to give him a lot of, you know, I think AJ goes into the Hall of Fame this year. I really do. I think, and maybe not. It's hard. Do you put Cena in this year? I wouldn't put Cena and AJ in the same year because I see them both as headliners, especially with what Triple H said about AJ's influence on this business. He basically said that he was this generation's Shawn Michaels as far as who guys watched, inspired by, and emulate. Just like with his generation, everyone says, oh, I was inspired by Shawn Michaels. I wanted to wrestle like Shawn Michaels. Now you have a whole new generation coming around saying, I was inspired by AJ Styles. I wanted to wrestle like AJ Styles. And you see a lot of people that wrestle like AJ Styles. Now you got some guys, you could say like a Will Ospreay or a Ricochet or even maybe a Kenny Omega, even though they kind of came up around the same time. Panned their move sets early on in their careers like stuff they saw AJ doing and then evolved it into what they've got themselves. But I agree. I think AJ is one of the most influential professional wrestlers of the last 20 years. Just how Shawn Michaels and people of that era inspired people to, just how Shawn Michaels and Ric Flairs and Dusty's inspired people to do different things in wrestling. Dusty inspired people to become better talkers. Ric Flair inspired people to be better talkers and have longevity in the ring. Shawn Michaels inspired people to have this whole new different style. People weren't wrestling like Shawn. Shawn was AJ Styles before AJ Styles. AJ Styles was influenced by Shawn Michaels and grew that influence into the AJ Styles style. And now you see that with like a Will Ospreay, where Will Ospreay was inspired by AJ Styles and has taken that and elevated into now the Will Ospreay style. So it's like, the one thing that confused me with all of this, though, was AJ's in the ring, and you can see he's getting emotional, and he goes to take the glove off. He's taking the gloves off, and he goes, no, and he throws the hands back up. Then he gets out of the ring, and he starts to walk, and he goes, one more, and he gets in there, and he back up on the middle rope. And I'm like, that was weird, because if he's done, then why not leave the gloves? You know what I mean? Why put them back on and then you do the hand thing and then you do the gloves? So I don't know. Also, we get one more stupid motherfucker in here saying the Rumble was empty. Oh, never mind. My dyslexia read that wrong. I apologize to Phil here. Wasn't empty. No, it wasn't. But since I, scolded that guy at the beginning and gave him a hey, what have you, I've seen other comments. You keep more people trying to do the whole, this is an empty rumble in the comments. I'm just going to fucking time you out. We don't need that anymore. But Phil's comment is not that. Never mind. I apologize. Sometimes my dyslexia reads things too fast. Like my brain reads faster than it processes. And so wasn't read to me as was. Anyways, yeah. So AJ's in the ring afterwards. The crowd's chanting, no. And he goes to take the gloves off and he puts them back on, like I said, and hands up. And yeah. Very interesting stuff. But all the people going, AJ's going to leave and go do his own out of WWE retirement tour. He's going to go have a match in TNA. He's going to go fight Kenny Omega, maybe Will Ospreay later this year. I don't see it happening. I could be wrong, and I'll admit if I was wrong. But I don't see AJ going elsewhere to continue wrestling in 2026.